Hey, it's his sister Rolande. All I need is a few minutes. So, if you have not heard by now about the story of this young lady right here, someone asked her, well, a young man asked her for her number, and she refused to give her number. And this young man proceeded to get a brick and hit this young lady on the side of her face, as you can see that big bump, and hit her with a brick because she refused to give her number. Now, nobody is supposed to be getting hurt because they refuse to give somebody that number, and but we know this happens, and some people even lose their lives. So thank goodness she didn't lose her life. But of course, that to get hit with a brick, that's a lot of pain. Now, when I first heard about this story, of obviously, I saw that she got hurt, but it was a little too much because, first of all, when something happened to you, you just tell your story. I was walking, this guy came up to me, he asked me for my number, and I refused, and he attacked. You know, like other people that have gone through this, who have lived to tell their story. They tell their story, but this young lady, it was like she was like she had triggering words, because we know this is like a very hot button topic, in especially in the black community, where it's always said, especially people always use that quote that Malcolm X says, that, oh, the black woman is the least protected. People love to say that. All you're doing is bringing it into reality, because you keep on repeating it, we keep on repeating it. That's why it keeps on happening. The words have power. So people love to repeat. I'm sure he didn't say that quote. He didn't say that quote so when something like this happened, so that we could repeat it. He said that quote so black women and black men can work together so that black women can be protected. But that's not happening, because there's a divide. So anyway, when I heard this story, it was too much, because it was like she was using a lot of triggering words, because many women have been, attacked by black men, been used and abused and mistreated by black men. So she used a lot of words, like she was telling a story, and she's like, "All you black men standing here, is this what you guys do? None of y'all gonna do anything?" Like she was adding more to it. And then I'm looking, okay, if something like this happened to you, finish happened to you, and you were afraid, well, of course you're supposed to be afraid, because you don't know what the person is gonna do next. She stayed in the area, pulled out her phone, not pull out her phone to call the police, pulled out her phone to go live or to make a video, whatever she did, and then pointed, putting the phone on other black men that was there. Yeah, she probably was trying to do it to shame them, but ma'am, you the only okay. At first of all, you got the first guy hit you with a brick. Nobody did anything. Now you're gonna pull out a phone, put these other men on on the internet. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. So now you put your life in jeopardy. You're putting your life in jeopardy because you don't know, you got hit with a brick. You don't know what these other men are capable of doing to you. It didn't make any sense. This story didn't make sense at all. But as you can see, she opened a GoFundMe. This is a second GoFundMe, because she had an incident in 2020, I think, at a Dollar Tree, and where she was said that she was racially profiled. I mean, she experienced racism because somebody said she was cursing. and different things like that. Ugh, this is ridiculous. But I remember a word that God had give Tiffany Montgomery, prophetess Tiffany Montgomery. It says, "Nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems," especially in the time that we're living in. We're living in a time where people will do anything to go viral. And then they study certain conflicts and issues in certain communities, and they push a narrative, they create a narrative. Let's say they create a narrative so that they can go viral, because when their story go viral, they know they're going to get views, clicks, and likes, and this can potentially bring income to them. And this is what a lot of people are doing, because of course this issue with black women not feeling protected, you know, there's not really anybody bringing any solutions. It's just a lot of people trauma bonding. It's a lot of people, searching for stories such as this to create a bigger divide, a wider divide that's already here. But nobody's actually coming with solutions. So when this story came out, of course, a lot of women gravitated to it because they have been hurt by a man or men in their lives or in their surroundings, in their environment, in their communities. So when this story came out, many women were able to relate to this story because why? They really haven't healed, because they're just listening to different people, listening to news reports of things that they could relate to, and then speak to their pain and their frustrations and their disdain and their hatred for black men. Just like this young lady, she has videos she took down, I think she took down a TikTok, where she's saying that, you know, it's women that are the protectors. Men are not protectors, they are not providers. It's women that are everything. So obviously she had a disdain for, not even disdain, I say hatred for men. There's a hatred there. And then how this even came about, whatever her plan was, I don't think she planned on it turning, because sometimes what we plan, it doesn't work out that way most of the time, right? So I don't think she planned that she would have gotten hit by a brick. So what if she had planned this all along, maybe go in an area that she know that, somebody was going to say something to her and get her number, maybe dress in a certain way that would get her attention, and then the person asks for the number, and then she says certain things. It didn't just say, oh no, it probably she probably said it in a way that would provoke anger, because there are women that, they know how to provoke men to anger. And then when you encounter an emotionally unstable man, like this young man was, that fell into a trap, and that's what happened. That's why he hit her with a brick. He did not have any emotional intelligence at all. But of course, she, provoked the lion, and the lion reacted, because the lion, you know, just tapped into his instinct instead of, that logical instinct. I don't think I should do this. This seems like a trap. But he fell into it. And then now she has gone viral and has made a lot of money from the GoFundMe. Maybe going to make other money from people that want to interview her because they believe her story. I don't believe this story happened the way that she came out and said that it happened. I think it's more to it. I think it's more to it because it's the enemy is raising up a lot of people to villainize black men, just like I think I shared a video a while back with Pastor G. Greg said that, this thing started from the time of slavery. They made the black woman think that the black man was an animal. And we have seen this throughout our lifetime. Yes, some black men are special. Yes, they are, yeah, it's cut from a different cloth. But this when these stories come out, it's want to paint a picture of all black men are like this. So a lot of women, gravitated to the story because, they are just not healed. So they were triggered by some of the words that she said and the thing that happened to her, because some of them did get assaulted by men, and the fact that they weren't healed, so they jump on the story. If you didn't believe it, or you're a hater, you don't know how to stand in solidarity, and all the things that they were saying, because you didn't automatically believe this story, which didn't even make sense from the get-go. You went through all of this. The first thing you're supposed to do, hey, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to try to get your license plate. I'm going to try and do something. I'm going to get out of this area with all these other black men, because I don't know if all y'all is friends. Y'all could put together and try to do something to me. Why would I stand there and pull out the phone and record y'all? Didn't make sense. It's a lot of, if it doesn't make sense, it's a lie. And a lot of things didn't make sense with this. And many women, jump on this story because, and then someone may think that, no, I don't have any problem with no man, because you're married, you're engaged, you have a boyfriend, you have sons, you have nephews and stuff like that. But when you're triggered by stories like this, you do have, when you do, if you, well, if you want to be honest with yourself, you do have an issue with men. And this is why certain women treat their sons and raise their sons the way that they do, not in a good way. That's why they talk to their husbands and their boyfriends and men, in their environment, in their communities, in their workplace, the way that they do, because you do have a disdain and a hatred and bitterness and resentment against men, because you were hurt by a man or men. So that's why, that is the pain point that this young lady used to go viral, to start this story. To she was getting different pain points. Like, when she went in Dollar Tree, black people going into the store and then being profiled, because she say racism, being profiled for no reason. So it's like she's getting different pain points and trying to make stories, you know, make up stories, create scenarios so that she can go viral and then get popularity, make money, get clicks and views, and then live la vida loca. That's what this young lady seems that she's doing to me. So she's getting a bunch of pain points in different communities, especially in the black community, and is capitalizing off of it, because of course nobody has, everybody's pointing out the problem, nobody has any solutions. So that's why she is able to do that. And I'm not one that, just because a woman is a woman, she comes up with a story, I'm gonna believe it. Nope. If it doesn't make sense to me, if it smells fishy, then it's a fish. I'm not gonna call it flowers because it wanna look like flowers, or it has some flowers on top of it. If it smells fishy, it's a fish. Even though it's decorated with flowers, it's still a fish. So, as we know, and that doesn't take from the fact that, yes, there are some black men that are, that have done some evil and horrific things to black women. And some of these black women were innocent, truly innocent. They believed in whatever they was telling them, and they took their lives were taken. But however, there are some women too that they provoke men to do certain things, because they have an agenda, whatever agenda or revenge that they want to fulfill. So this is absolutely sad, but you know, I guess she's laughing all the way to the bank, as she wanted to, because this is her second, like I said, this is her second GoFundMe. Now this GoFundMe is successful. You know, if it's good for her, you know, oh, it's good for her. Because there was another guy that came out and said that he was there and he didn't do anything, because she's known around town for being a troublemaker, and she that's the type of, you know, that's what you get from this lady. From the when I watched the video from 2020, and then this video, it's like she does stuff. It doesn't make any sense. This really got to stop. And it's taken away from people who are truly victims when you do certain stuff like this. And it comes out that you were looking for clouds or whatever. You're trying to make some money, trying to grow your TikTok, trying to grow your social media platform. It takes away from actual victims that this actually happens to. There are actual women that literally men come and ask them for their number, and they politely decline. Maybe even if some may give an attitude, but that still doesn't warrant for you to get hurt. And these women get hurt. These women get hurt. These women get taken out. This happened to you, and then you use it to push it out. You didn't even use it so to get this man arrested so he don't hit no another woman with a brick. Because now after hitting you with a brick, nothing happened to him. You just use it so you could go viral. So now he feels empowered. He gonna find another woman to hit her with a brick. People don't think. So now we're gonna have a brick lady number two. I don't know. Anyway, that's all I had to say about the situation. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye.